Hello everybody. I just have to say one thing. I don't like jelly beans. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've came to that conclusion. I've always thought I liked them, but I don't like them. Except for one company. The Starburst jelly beans they come out with around Easter time. They slap, okay? I gotta be honest, they slap. I've always thought they're one of my favorite candies. No. They're not very good. I'm not a big jelly bean fan. But this one company changes my entire mind. And that's why jelly beans are top 5 candy. Okay, so if you didn't know by the title, today we are doing a Would You Rather of Matt Ryan. Yeah, so I tweeted this out and I was like, what is Matt Ryan? Is he a top 20 quarterback? And today we are probably going to test that out by putting up against 8 other quarterbacks and seeing who I think I'd rather have. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. Okay, first up we have Matt Ryan versus Carson Wentz. Now, I think Carson Wentz is going to have a lot better year than he had last year, to be honest, which wouldn't make any sense because he had a better offensive lineman and better weapons, in my opinion. I know Terry McLaurin's really good, but I think that team overall had a better receiving core in Indianapolis that he would have strived with better. And they had Jonathan Taylor, so he's going to have a way bigger workload, but I think he's going to work well, honestly, with Antonio Gibson, because who wouldn't? But Matt Ryan also has a new situation in Indianapolis that he took over from Carson Wentz, and that's why I think if Carson Wentz, I would have took him last year, but this year, I'm going to go Matt Ryan. He's going to make a big improvement under that really good offensive lineman, under a really good defense, and under Jonathan Taylor. He's going to have a he's going to have a smaller workload, and that means he'll be more successful. I'll take Matt Ryan. Okay, Matt Ryan or Kirk Cousins. This one is interesting. On the surface, you would just say Kirk Cousins. But next year, if I'm really looking at it, I might have to take Matt Ryan. But that's not my final decision. I think he's going to have a lot better numbers. He'll have a lot less interceptions, and he's going to have a lot less opportunities to throw interceptions when they're going to try and run the ball with Jonathan Taylor the entire time. Now, am I saying he's going to be better than Kirk Cousins? No, I'm just saying right now, if I had to choose one for next season, I would take Kirk Cousins. I'm just kidding about that stuff. I think Matt Ryan is going to have a really good year next year, but Kirk Cousins has Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, and Adam Thielen. He's not going anywhere. Kirk Cousins, I'll take you. Next up is Mac Jones. Oh yeah, you can already say Mac Jones is going to develop even more next year. How do we know? Just because he's young and is going into his second season? Just because he's that? Who says Matt Ryan's not young? He's only like 37, 38. That's still young. Not really, but I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers is still young. And he's older than him. So Matt Ryan is a very young quarterback. And Daniel Jones is too. They both have very much time to develop. And I think Mac Jones is going to have a smaller jump next year than Matt Ryan's going to jump from probably a below average to average. He's average right now, Mac, but he's going to be higher on that average scale. So I'll take Matt Ryan next season over Mac Jones. Next up is Ryan Tannehill. Ooh, that is a good one, honestly. Ryan Tannehill had a lot worse year because he didn't have Derek Carr. And, Ryan Tannehill, this one is a good one. Ryan Tannehill had a lot worse year than the couple years before. That is because he didn't have Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry carries a lot of that workload for that team. So I think he'll have a bounce-back season, Ryan Tannehill, and stay around that top 10, top 15 range. And, Matt Ryan's going to probably jump up there too, but it's kind of hard not to take Ryan Tannehill when I think they're going to win the division next year. He has better weapons and a better running back for now. Sorry, JT, you both are in very similar situations, Ryan and Matt, but I'll take Ryan for next year. Next up is Deshaun Watson. I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. Because I don't know how much Deshaun's going to play next year. If I knew that, if he's playing over 12 games, I'll take Deshaun. Because it's going to take him time to get back into the flow, I feel like, after missing a full season. It's going to take him time to get back into that flow. Matt Ryan is already in that flow, and he's going to be more ready than Deshaun. But if Deshaun plays more than 12 games, I'll take Deshaun. If he plays anything less, I'll take Matt Ryan. And I think he'll play more than 12 personally. I think he'll sit out the full month of September, only miss 4. That's 13 games. So I'll take Deshaun for next season. Next up is Jimmy G, okay? I don't know where Jimmy G is going to go. I thought he was going to go to the Colts. Are they keeping him in San Francisco? Who knows, honestly, with this man. I don't know what to say with him. Because if he goes to Seattle, he might be really good with DK and Lockett, but Matt Ryan, I'm going to have to take Matt Ryan for the safe odds. I think Jimmy G's a little bit better right now, but Matt Ryan definitely can be better and should be better next year, depending on Matt Ryan or Jimmy G's situation. I even think there's a chance Jimmy G goes back to the Patriots. Who knows? But at the moment, I feel like Matt Ryan would have a better opportunities next year and probably better team around him and better coaching. So I'll take Matt Ryan for next season. Next up is Jalen Hurts. Honestly, this one's pretty self-explanatory for me. I'm a big Jalen Hurts guy. Did you see how well he played last year? He looked like Lamar Jackson in his MVP season. I am taking Jalen Hurts 100%. There's no doubt in my mind that he won't be considered a top 10 quarterback next year. Even how much I hate him being on the Eagles, I don't care, honestly. I could care less. Because Jalen Hurts, let's just take a little look at Jalen Hurts' stats, okay? Okay, look at these stats this season. Look at this. Look at this. Interceptions, touchdowns. Look at all of this. What is there more to complain, honestly? Honestly, what can you complain about here? He threw 9 interceptions, 16 touchdowns, 300-something yards. Then the rushing stats, you go over here, and he already has over 1,000 in his career with over 13 touchdowns. What do you need me to say for me to tell you that he is not better than Matt Ryan and is not going to be considered a top 10 quarterback next season? And here we have Marcus Mariota, the guy that took Matt Ryan's job after he got traded to the Colts. I think this one's pretty self-explanatory. It is Matt Ryan, and it's really not close. May I tell you why it is Matt Ryan? Marcus Mariota has spent the last 2 years as a backup, first of all. Already saying he's not a top 32 quarterback in the league. Right there. Even though I do think he is top 32, I think he was better than some of the starters last year. I mean, rather Zach Johnson. We could do a would you rather for Marcus Mariota if you would like, because this guy right over here, he ain't going to cut it next season, okay? He's not going to cut it next year playing how he played his last year in Tennessee. He's not going to be able to cut it for the Falcons to probably even win more than 5 games because they're going to be in tanking next year. So, yes, Matt Ryan is going to be better than Ryan Tannehill. Matt Ryan is going to be better than Marcus Mariota, and it won't be close next year. The Falcons are going to suck, and the Colts are going to make the playoffs. Probably not. I just said that to make Matt Ryan look even better. That's the end of this. I'm taking Matt Ryan for next season. Okay, guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and if you did, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and tell me down below if you think Matt Ryan is a top 20 quarterback or not. Looking at that, I think he'll definitely be top 20, maybe even top 15 next season. So, yeah, make sure you stay tuned for my next video, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.